Shalom. I want to start off by saying Kal Halayim La Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us His truth and who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the Akim that is spread around the four corners of the earth, spreading this word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm the brother Quatazab Zion from the GMS Holland branch, coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai with another lesson, with another video. And Lord willing, this video is edifying. So what you see in front of you is an article. It's from the peoplesvoice.tv, and it reads, "Thou shalt not eat meat. Elites now using AI to rewrite the Bible." Yeah, man, so Esau is at it again, you know, which Esau is the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of, you know. And this is exactly why he's the devil. That's why he's called the devil, you know, because he sides with Satan, you know, messing with the Most High's word. Man, that's plagues upon your head, you know. Let me see if it's this. God. This is Psalm 7, verse 16. "His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate." God. So they're speaking about the wicked man, which that wicked man right now ultimately is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. You know, he goes rape, robbing, and murdering. He's bringing in violence into a city without cause. You know, he heaps up people unto himself. He heaps up treasures unto himself. So that's going to come upon his own head, you know, that violent way that he's going about around the earth. You know, it's going to come upon his own head. And also this man, also this is going to come upon his own head. He's adding and changing the scriptures. So let me read the article. "The globalist elites have begun using AI to rewrite the Bible to erase mentions of Jesus Christ, which we know his name in the Hebrew is Yahushai, and create a fake commandment that bans the consumption of red meat. The far-left globalists at PETA begun to process earlier this month by rewriting the book of Genesis, entitled the book PETA's version of the creation story. PETA, with the aid of the far-left ChatGPT AI, decided to create a much more sanitized version of the Bible. Cain isn't a murderer. Nimrod stops being a hunter. Hagar is a chef. A dog takes the place of Isaac on Mount Moriah, and there is no sacrifice. Pharaoh's butler and baker both live, and Pharaoh's dream involved vegan preaching, not the famine responsible for reuniting Jacob's family." DailySignal.com reports somewhere between the AI and the woke scolds at PETA, critical details got lost. For instance, Rachel dies in childbirth with Joseph rather than with his younger brother Benjamin, which is Genesis 35. And Benjamin miraculously appears as an elder brother to Joseph. Cain, still the villain of the story, sacrifices animal flesh to the Most High, while Abel sacrifices plants, which represents a reversal of the biblical story in which Abel sacrifices his prized sheep. PETA might as well have made Abel the villain, especially since it decided to scrap the murder anyway. Most of the main characters, who have rather tremendous flaws in the original version of Genesis, are all morally spotless priests of the vegan religion here, preaching the virtues of soy and almond milk. They go from place to place spreading the gospel of treating animals like people and Occasionally, the animals speak on their own accord. At one point, camels decide among themselves to teach the uneducated humans, but then decide to travel with them instead. Joseph's brother still decide to kidnap and sell his brother out of jealousy. Joseph's brothers still decide to kidnap and sell his brother out of jealousy, but they also wouldn't dare harm a goat to dip his multicolored coat in goat's blood. Instead, they use beet juice. Yes, they contemplate murdering their own brother, but the Most High forbid they touch an animal. Meanwhile, Enos draws the short end of the stick. Rather than living for 905 years, Genesis 5 and 11, Enos lives for a measly 50. Enos consumed the flesh of animals and thereby committed the ultimate sin, leading to a shortened life of shame, weakness, ignorance, and illness. The Bible, according to Peda, intones Peda's extensive liberties with the biblical text lack any coherent uh, rationale, while the animal rights groups scraps the sacrifice of Isaac and Pharaoh's dream willy-nilly and frequently uses extremely modern colloquial phrases such as totally ripped. It preserves small details such as obscure place names and archaic words to give the modernized text some biblical flavor. It strains to maintain the same chapters as Genesis, even while gutting so many story details that whole chapters among 2 to 5 paragraphs. It seems that whoever at Peda rewrote Genesis lost interest after the first 5 chapters, letting AI do the rest. By far, the best part of the entire book is the Most High's quips during the 6th day of creation, in which he says, "Let there be meatless Monday." Yet even AI cannot explain how Peda managed to make a truly riveting book such as Genesis so darn boring. Let me see how long this thing is. Man, this thing is long. So let me just read a small part and then I'm going to jump into the scriptures. Americans who actually read the original version of the Bible may marvel at just how little preaching it actually does. Genesis, as we know it, in particular, narrates personal stories, often featuring rather embarrassing, gory details. The story of how Jacob got 12 sons is downright disturbing, as is the idea that Sarah effectively would force her servant onto Abraham just so he can finally have a son. Jacob tricks his father so he can steal the blessing from his older brother, and let's not even get into how Judah finally ends up with a living son. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob don't always come across as the most admirable people, and that's part of the point. The Most High makes these relatable, flawed characters into a great nation, and their flaws matter because they highlight the Most High's work through them. Man, these people, they are going to get tortured. These people, they don't know. Yeah, man, so these people, they're going to get the let me just go to the scriptures, man. They are meddling with the Bible, and They should not do that, man. But yeah, Esau, you know, he's a proud devil, so he's gonna do stuff like this. This is Revelation 22, verse 18. For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book, if any man shall add unto these things, the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. You see? So all the plagues that are written in this book, they are going to be added onto the people that do these things, man. You know? And what nation of people is it? The so-called white man. And he's going to get the plagues upon his own head, man. Let me go to 2nd Ezra 15, verse 11. Let me start at 10. This is 2nd Ezra 15, verse 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretch out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. So this already happened, right? We already came out of Egypt. I'm speaking about we because we the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. We are the biblical Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You know, we already came out of that captivity. So now it says, I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. We're not in the land of Egypt. But what does it resemble? Egypt goes back to the Hebrew word matazariam, which means to be in straits. You know, we are in the house of bondage, which we are in a case of difficulty. That's what Egypt represents. Difficulty, straits, hardship, and we are in captivity all over the world. And it says in verse 11, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm, which are these chariots, and smite Egypt with plagues as before. And Egypt, the capital of Egypt, is America. You know, Babylon the Great. The Most High is going to smite that place with plagues. You know, and also the people that touch his the apple of his eye and touch his word. You know, that they make this like a, you know, that blasphemous story that I just read. You see? And will destroy all the land thereof. He's going to completely decimate America. You see? Let's go to Deuteronomy 4, verse 2. Which the Bible says, this is what the Bible says. You know, the Bible was given to the Israelites. Deuteronomy 4 and 2. Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall ye diminish out from it, that ye may keep the commandments of the Most High, your power, which I command you. You see? So we have been given this book to follow after the ordinances and the commandments. You see? And this is Psalms 147, verse 19. He showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He had not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh. You see? So he gave the Bible unto the Jacob descendants, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which we are the offspring of Jacob here upon earth right now. You know, so it's up to us to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our abilities. You know, we have been given the Bible, not these damn devils. You see? Psalms 50, verse 16. But unto the wicked, Yahweh said, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? And that's what they're doing. You know, they're taking the covenant of the Most High in their mouth, and they are making it a blasphemous story. Thou shalt not eat meat. That's not what the Bible says. They are pushing their agenda, that everybody should become vegan. Everybody should be eating GMO fruit and GMO vegetables. And you are going to be put in a sort of, what do you call it, ranking system. You're going to be put in their system, and you are going to be rewarded meat if you stay under a certain amount of points, for example. So they are going to use that meat as leverage. They want everybody to be vegan. They want everybody to eat abominable things. You see? But yeah, man, I'm gonna put this article underneath this video so you can also read it and go into this article yourself. So with that, I hope this video is edifying, and I want to say Kal Halal Yamla Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Reka Kodash Shalom Akim. So this is why we need the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Most High, so that we can make it through these times. You know. So these are a couple examples of the perils that we are going to go through. You see. So with that, I hope this video is edifying, and I want to say Kal Halal Yamla Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Reka Kodash Shalom Akim.